Okay, so our goal today is to take an equation that's in point slope form. Write this down, please. And extract the point. In this case, x1, y1, and also the slope. So we're going to work backwards. It's the reverse of what we did yesterday. We're going to have an equation already completed like these, and we want to figure out the point and the slope. Okay? So let's begin. Let's see. Remembering this is y1, this is our slope, and this is x1. I won't be writing those every time, just for this one. Let's write the slope. That's the first one they're asking for us. What's the number for the slope? -7. Okay. I'm going to write it, since the other thing we're going to be doing is graphing. I want a rise and a run. So since it's -7, I'm going to write this as -7 over 1. If it's an integer, give it a denominator of 1, because we'll be graphing with this information. Okay, so now let's recall what we did when we put the points in. If I see, for example, for x1 right here, if I see -3, what number do you think goes here? Well, remember what happened. If they were negative, if the points were negative, it actually became a plus. So it's a reversal again, like last time. So if you see -3, it's going to be just +3. And if we see +3, then it's going to be -3. Okay, so that's going to mean this is a +3. And how about for my y1 value? That's just going to be 2. There you go. We pulled out the slope and we pulled out the point. Okay, and we're going to use that for graphing in a little bit. Let's try the next one. Let's figure out the slope for this one. I see 9/4. Is that it? 9/4. Okay, let's figure out the point. 3, and that's +8, -8. So 3 for x, and -8 for y. So it's 3, -8. Okay, I'll let you try the last one on your own. Go ahead and figure out the point and the slope. Okay. Hopefully you got 2/3 for the slope and -9, -6 for the point. I think we got enough practice at that. We're going to skip this and we're going to move on to graphing. So we're going to skip 10, move right on to 11. Okay? Claire needs graph the, that's not a well-formed sentence. She needs to graph the equation, and here it is. What does Claire need to know just by looking at the equation? Well, she's going to need a point. Let's write down the point. What's the point that comes out of that? 7 and 4. And then we're also going to need a slope. 2/1. I like the way you said that. Since we are graphing, we need a rise and a run. Okay? It says, using the information above, list the steps Claire should take to create her graph. Then create the line on the graph. Okay. So the first step is going to be plot, in this case, 7, 4. So just find a location of 7, 4, and we're going to put a point there. Okay, so we're going to go 7 over, and then 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And put a point right there. 7, 4. Found it, plotted a point. The next thing we're going to do is we need more points. That's where the slope comes in. So we're going to use slope 2 over 1 and plot more points, at least 2. So we're going to plot more points with that. So instead of starting at the y-intercept, we know this is a point on the line. We're going to go up 2 over 1, just using the rise over run. And we'll do that maybe 2 more times. So now we have 4 points we can graph. Let me grab a ruler. With this information, no. To answer part C, there's no other way to graph it with the information we have. We only know point slope. So if you have some random point, it's not the y-intercept, and the slope, you write your equation or pull out the information from that equation, and you can graph the line. So that's what we're going to do for the last 2. We're going to graph these lines here. You guys ready? Not yet? I'll let you write that down. So we're going to go ahead, if you want to move a little ahead, we're going to list the point and the slope and then use that information to graph each of these lines. Remember, this equation represents a certain line. So we want to know what that is. Okay? So let's move on and do that. Let's figure out the point. Remember, this is going to be the opposite of minus 3, so we want 3. This is going to be the opposite of minus 5, so we want positive 5. And the slope is this number right here. It's 1 over 3. So now we have what we need to plot the line. Okay, we want 3, 5. 3 over 5 up. Right there. And now the slope is telling us up 1 across to the right 3. And I don't have enough room to make a third point. So guess what I'm going to do to get a third point? Go down from the original and to the left. Down 1 to the left 3. Boom. I got 3 points. They're all in line. I'm pretty sure, I'm very sure actually, that's the line that goes with that equation. Okay? All right. Last one. Let's figure out the point that goes here. I got plus 1. So what number should I put here for x? Negative 1. Same thing, since I have plus 3, this is going to be negative 3. And my slope is negative 2 over 1. Down 2 to the right 1. So let's find negative 1, negative 3. Negative 1, 1, 2. 3, right there. Then the slope is telling me to go down 2 and to the right 1. So there's 3 points. Enough to tell me the line goes like this. Okay, so I'm going to pass out the assignment. It's going to be more killing zombies, but this time the equations are going to be in point slope form. So this is 1, 2, 3, etc., all the way to 12. Okay. So we'll number them 1 through 12. And then let's start with number 1. We're going to pull out the point and the slope here. So let's see. We want the xy coordinates of that point, and they're going to be positive 13, negative 2. Okay? So you've got 13, negative 2. And then the slope is going to be negative 2/3. Negative 2/3. Okay? So now we're going to look for that point and then apply that slope. So we want positive 13 and negative 2. Okay, so 13 is here, and then go down 2. Okay. There's 13 and then 2 down. Now the slope is telling us to go down 2 steps to the right 3. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to make some points the other way, going in reverse. Up 2 to the left 3. And then maybe I'll do one more. Up 2 to the left 3. Okay, so it's obviously not going to get any zombie on the right side. And you have to, this is about the toughest one. You'll see why. You got to make your line exact. Because if you don't, you're liable to get a zombie that you're not supposed to. So I'm going to be extra careful and graph my lines, make sure I'm getting all the points. And do you see which zombie it kills? Upper right corner. It's just going to barely miss the cafeteria lady. And it's going to get that one. Yeah. Because if you're not careful, it's going to get like the leg here when it shouldn't. Okay. So this is the one we kill. So we look for that one at the bottom and we write it down. Room 30. Yes. Okay. Jasmine, they need you in the main office. Okay. So let's look for this zombie at the bottom right here, and we're going to write the equation. The equation is y plus 2 equals negative 2 over 3 parentheses x minus 13. Oh, is that? I did. It's the one below that. And of course I did it in pen. Sorry. Here. It's this one, right? It's this one. They all look alike to me. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Ay, ay, ay. Yes. You've seen one zombie, you've seen them all. Okay. Thank you for catching that. All right. So it goes there. Um, let's go on to number 2. Number 2. So let's extract the point. So it's going to be 8, 8 or negative 8, negative 8. Negative 8, negative 8. And then we want the slope, which is, huh? Well, what's in front of that? It's not blank. It's got a negative. Negative 1 over 1. Yeah. If it was completely blank, we would say 1 over 1. Negative 1 over 1. Okay. So let's look for negative 8, negative 8. So it's 8 to the left and 8 down. Okay. Negative 8, negative 8. And then we're going to go down 1 and to the right 1. Well, 4 points should be more than enough. And then we graph this carefully and accurately. You see, this is who it gets. Okay. Okay, just checking with you guys. It's this one here that I'm pointing at. Okay. Thank you. So y plus 8 equals negative parentheses x plus 8. Okay. Let's try number 3. So number 3, let's look at our equation. It's negative 2 because it's plus 2 there, and plus 8 or positive 8. And then the slope is 5 over 1. Thank you. 5 over 1. So we're going to go up 5 over 1. Okay. So let's go ahead and plot that. Negative 2, 8. 2 to the left, 8 up. Actually, it's one of the points on that line, it looks like. But from there, so it's kind of overlapping there. That's fine. This is the point. And then we want to go up 5 to the right 1. So I believe that goes up to 13 over 1. Up to 18 over 1. Up to 23 over 1. See, I know how to add by 5s. That's how I figured out those other points. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Oh no. Is this the hamster again? Yeah. You get the hamster. So let's go in and fill that in for the hamster. Y minus 8 equals 5 parentheses x plus 2. Oh, minus 2. No, wait, plus 2. Okay. Okay, this will be the last one I work with you. Number 4. And let's see here. We want a point. The point is 17, comma 5. Minus 17, so it's 17 here, minus 5, so it's 5 there. And the slope is 4/3. Okay, so far we've had 2 negative slope lines, 2 positive slope lines. So let's go ahead and graph this. 17/5 up. Right there. And then the slope is up 4 to the right 3. Okay. So I'm going to go in reverse because I think in order to find out who it really gets, I'm going to have to do that. So I'm going to go down and to the left. Down 4/3. Yeah. I think it's the gardener. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 right there, yeah. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And this one is the gardener. So let's see here. Y minus 5 equals 4/3 parentheses x minus 17. There we go. Okay. So we did about 1/3 of this together, and you can go ahead and work on the rest.